Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I request permission to address the House for 5 minutes and revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, this is my last speech, and the first time that I walked in here, I looked all around the chamber the way that new members do, and it really struck me that there are only two paintings in here. They're right behind me now, and one is of George Washington and one is of General Lafayette. And I think what struck me is that neither man ever served in this House. But on that first day, I felt like they were looking right at me and saying, "We have a message for you. Don't take this place for granted." Other people had to fight for us to be able to do what we do in here. And on that first day, I had no idea that within less than 3 years, the D.C. police and the Capitol Police would have to fight for us again right here, that hundreds of them would be injured, that some would even give their lives, just so that we could walk back in that night and do our job. I saw a recent poll that showed that just 21% of Americans approve of the job that we do in here. 75% of Americans disapprove. And most of us know why that is. We've been in our congressional districts during a government shutdown or after we fail to pass yet another bill that most Americans support, and also because the bad news about this place travels much further and much faster than the good news ever does. But I just keep thinking about how those officers fought for this place. They fought for us, and I think they would do it all over again if you asked them to. We can take confidence in that fact. We can take confidence in the fact that this institution did its job on January 7th, hours after being attacked on January 6th, and we can take confidence in the fact that since then our fellow Americans have continued to reject so many candidates around the country who are not committed to this democracy. If I could only make one observation on my way out the door here, it's that I think we all have a lot to be confident about in this institution, and we should be more confident in ourselves. Our failures are noticed more. We all know that. But our successes are real. And we have to value those successes because they are a credit to people like Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, or to Representative John Lewis, or to a young Air Force Staff Sergeant from my district named Dylan Elchin. People who sacrificed and shed blood for this democracy and for what it means. The things that we have done in here and that you will continue to do next term reflect the greatness of these people. I keep thinking about these brown cardboard boxes of food that the Department of Agriculture put together during the pandemic, and they rushed them to food banks. And I loaded a lot of these boxes into people's cars when I was back in my district. These were honest and good people. In their trunks, these were people that had work boots and tools. They never thought they were going to need something from a food bank. But it was our votes that fed those people and gave them help in their hour of need. I could go on and on about the things that we've done in this room that are so special. My staff knows I talk endlessly about the fact that our district was home to the first ever civilian nuclear power plant, and its successor power plant was at risk when we came into office. It is now secure because of the bipartisan infrastructure bill and the Inflation Control Act. Thousands and thousands of jobs, clean power that our region needs, and investment in science. I would talk about the Teamsters and the miners and how we saved their pension if I had time, how we rebuilt a bridge in Pittsburgh in less than 1 year because of federal funds, how the microchips and hydrogen that we have set aside money for are themselves an expression of so much confidence in our future in this country. But my time is up. So I'll just say that I don't want to deny that we have our problems in this country. We definitely do. But I've only been here for 4 years, and it is obvious to me that we have everything we need to be successful. For an Irish guy, that's a very emotional thought. But I've seen it. When I was a kid, I had this plaque that my grandmother gave me that said the words of St. Paul, which were that we have a responsibility to stir into flame all of the gifts that God has given us. And God has given this country so many incredible gifts. I just think we have to be worthy of that. We have to honor our inheritance. And on our best days here for the last 4.5 years, we have done that. It has been the honor of my life to do that. So to all my colleagues, I just want to say I'm confident in you. I know what you all are capable of and what this institution is capable of. To my constituents, I just want to say thank you. It has been a tremendous privilege to be here in your name. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back.